I should've known. Right then. Right there. The universe tried to warn me. But I just smile back. I replay that first conversation like a crime scene in my head. The way you tilted your head, the way the streetlights softly spread a halo around your silhouette. I should've seen the warning signs, the way my chest caved in that night. I didn't know it was a shrine for a ghost that I'd be chasing till the tears ran out of time. You said your name so softly like a secret you were keeping. I gave you mine so freely like a fool who wasn't sleeping on the edge of a disaster. I was leaning in to kiss it. How was I supposed to know that moment I would never fix it? The first word was a sunset, the last word was a grave. And I dug it with my bare hands cause I was too afraid to wave goodbye. I was broken at hello. Ooh, didn't even see the blow. Ooh, you smiled and I just crumbled long before you had to go. Second I saw you, I was a walking, talking tragedy. The day we started I knew, I was broken at hello. And I trace it all back like a scar I can't forget. The coffee shop, the rain outside, the way our fingers met. You laughed and said, what are the odds? I laughed and played it cool, but inside I was drowning, breaking every single rule. Cause the universe was whispering, this love is just a rental. But I signed a lease with teardrops, my heart was so damn gentle. I ignored the sirens blaring, ignored the ticking clock. I built a house of matches and you walked in with a shock. Now I'm sweeping up the ashes of a future that I drew, a portrait of a love that ended when the very first word from your lips, it was a poison, but it tasted like a cure. And I've been sick with you ever since. That's something I endure. Cause I was broken at hello. Didn't even see the blow. You smiled and I just crumbled long before you had to go. My heart was split in two the very second I saw you. I was a walking, talking tragedy. The day we started I knew, I was broken at hello. What if I crossed the street? What if I missed my train? What if I kept my eyes down, shielded from the rain? Would I still be whole? Would I still be me? Or was I always destined to be shattered by a hello that set me free to fall? Broken at hello. Should've said goodbye, should've saved my soul. But I looked in your eyes and I broke so slow. Hello. I used to know what joy felt like. I remember the weight of it, the warmth. But now I'm just going through the motions, smiling because I'm supposed to, laughing because it's expected. But inside there's just nothing. I wake up and I check the weather. Sun is shining, but I feel no better. I used to love the morning light. Now it just reminds me of the night. I can't escape, I'm a prisoner of the gray. The color drained from my world. see people laughing on the street, and I try to remember the feeling of heat in my chest, the spark that used to burn. But now I'm just a body waiting for my turn to feel something, anything at all. But I'm numb to the rise, immune to the fall. I scroll through photos of who I used to be, a stranger's face staring back at me. I was smiling, I was alive. Now I'm just a ghost trying to survive in a world that keeps spinning round, but I'm stuck in the undertow, about to drown. I try to do the things I used to love, but they feel like a chore, like a show. From a world that expect me to be fine, but I can't remember the last time I felt a genuine laugh escape my lips. I felt the sun on my fingertips, and meaning everything feels so hollow, like I'm just a puppet that they follow. I search my memory for the feeling, the joy that used to be so healing. But it's like a language I once knew, now I can't speak a word that's true. And I forgot how to be happy, it's a stranger to my soul. I used to wear it like a crown, now I'm just a gaping hole. I forgot how to be happy, can't remember how it feels. I'm running on an empty tank with nothing left to heal. I try to fake it till I make it, but the mask is heavy and I can't shake it. I smile at strangers, I laugh at jokes, but inside I'm screaming. I'm choking on smoke of the fire that used to burn so bright. Now I'm just a shadow in the light. I buy things, I eat good food, but the pleasure's fleeting, the gratitude is empty. I'm a machine of consumption, going through the motions with no assumption that I'll ever feel that spark again, the joy I had back when you were here. But even then I realized I was borrowing your light, wearing a disguise. Without you, I'm just a shell, a living, breathing, walking hell. I ask myself what made you smile. I search my brain for a worthwhile memory, but they're all so faint, like echoes of a forgotten saint. I used to dance in the summer rain, now I just stand there feeling the pain of a happiness I can't reclaim, a flickering flame that died in shame. I watch the children play outside, their laughter free, their hearts so wide. And I try to remember when I was that free, when joy came naturally to me. But it's gone, erased, deleted, the part of me that felt completed has vanished, and I'm left with the shell of a person who can no longer tell what happiness feels like anymore. I'm just a body locked behind a door. I search my memory for the feeling, the joy that used to be so healing. But it's like a language I once knew, now I can't speak a word that's true. And I forgot how to be happy, it's a stranger to my soul. I used to wear it like a crown, now I'm just a gaping hole. I forgot how to be happy, can't remember how it feels. I'm running on an empty tank with nothing left to heal. I remember the last time I was happy. It was a Tuesday, the sun was setting, and you were laughing at something stupid I said. And my heart had swelled, it was so full. I didn't know that was the last time, I didn't know I was saying goodbye to happiness itself. Now I chase that feeling like a ghost, trying to hold on to smoke, trying to remember the sound of my own laugh. But it's just static, and I'm so tired of pretending that I'm okay, because I'm not. I haven't been okay in a long, long time. In a long, long time. In a long, long time. forgot to be happy. We miss the beautiful I used to be. No rains, no snow, the play the path, but I be a sister forgetting now. I forgot to be happy. It's about to snow, then I press I'm an absolute, like a mustard wind. Sure we know it, heart must deep and stop. But it doesn't come and fall, then light a mask. Dunkin' deep, one in the enemy kid from a road no to it. Hope and see like the key. They say hope is a beautiful thing, but nobody tells you that it can also be a prison. I knew you weren't coming back, I knew it in my bones. But my heart just wouldn't listen. So I kept waiting anyway. I turned off all the lights except the porch. I left the door unlocked, I held the torch. For your return I kept your coffee cup right where you left it. I never gave up on the thought that maybe you walked through and say you made a mistake, you were confused. I practiced what I'd say, I rehearsed the scene, the way I'd hold you, the way I'd lean into your arms like nothing had changed, like the world hadn't shifted, rearranged my whole existence, but you stayed away. And I kept waiting anyway. I'd sit by the window and watch the street, every car that passed. My heart would beat a little faster, hoping it was you, but it was always strangers passing through. I checked my phone 1,000 times, read our old text between the lines, for any sign of love still there, any hint that you might still care. But the screen stayed dark, no calls came through, just my reflection staring back, so blue and tired. I was so damn tired, but hope had me tangled, strong and wide, to a fantasy that wouldn't die. No matter how hard I tried, to myself I knew the truth, but I kept waiting anyway for you. I knew you weren't coming, I knew it in my soul, but my heart was so stubborn, it refused to let you go. And I kept waiting anyway, even though I knew the truth. I kept waiting for the day you come running back to soothe this broken heart, this empty chest. I couldn't give up, couldn't rest. I knew you were gonna stay, but I kept waiting anyway. I left your side of the bed I made, I kept your t-shirt that I never laid. To rest I'd smell it in the night, pretending you were still in sight. I'd leave your toothbrush by the sink, your towel hung up. I'd stop and think about the way you used to sing in the shower, the way you waste a whole half hour getting ready. I love those moments, the little things, the components of our love, but they're all I have. Memories of a love when it went bad. I'd set the table for two every night, even though I was eating alone in the dim light. My friends would tell me let her go, but they didn't understand the flow of my heart. It was stuck on you, a broken record playing through the same old song of hope and pain, waiting for you to come back again. I drive by your favorite coffee shop, hoping to see you, wishing to stop and talk. Just one more conversation, one more moment, one more sensation of your presence, but you were never there. Just strangers sitting in your chair, and I'd go home defeated again, but I'd still wait for you, my friend, my lover, my everything, my past. I knew this love would never last, but I couldn't stop, I couldn't break. was so stubborn, it refused to let you go. And I kept waiting anyway. Even though I knew the truth, I kept waiting for the day you come running back to soothe this broken heart, this empty chest. I couldn't give up, couldn't rest. I knew you were gone to stay, but I kept waiting anyway. You know, I still look at the door every single night. I still listen for the sound of your keys. I still imagine your footsteps on the stairs. And I know you're not coming back. I've seen your photos, I know you're happy, I know you moved on. And I'm still here, in the same spot, waiting for a ghost, for a memory, for someone who doesn't exist any breath. My therapist said hope is a good thing, but shade of the know that I've been home. It sees the sun with the guide. I ain't been in chairs, but I can't stop. I can't, because if I stuck waiting, then I started over, and I'm not ready to set the bell, tear the tape, so I keep waiting, even though I knew in just for a minute. So they tell you, don't lose yourself in love. I looked in the mirror and saw a reflection of you. I forgot where I ended and you began. I used to trace the lines of my own hands, now they just reach for you in the dark. I used to know the sound of my own plans, now they all stop where your footsteps start. I was the architect of my own world, I let you take the blueprints and the pen. You drew a door and I walked through it, and I never thought I'd have to come back again. I gave you the last piece of my sanity, I poured the last drop of my youth. I was so busy building an altar for you, I forgot that I needed proof that I was still there too. And I loved you more than myself, I put your heart up on a shelf, while mine was left out in the cold, getting broken, getting old. I gave you all the air I could breathe, left my own lungs just to watch you leave. Now I'm choking on the truth. I loved you more than myself. I delete your number, then I save it again. My thumb hovers over the send. Just one more text, just one more like to see a notification from you. I pretend I'm scrolling through photos, a digital ghost, trying to find a version of me that was whole. But every smile and every single frame is just a picture of a boy who gave you his soul. You said forever and I built a home inside a heart that couldn't hold me. You were a kingdom, I was just a throne, and now the crown is gone and I'm just lonely. And I loved you more than myself, I put your heart up on a shelf, while mine was left out in the cold, getting broken, getting old. I gave you all the air I could breathe, left my own lungs just to watch you leave. Now I'm choking on the truth. I loved you more than myself. Oh, what do you do when the tempo falls when the person you pray to doesn't hear your calls. I lost my religion in the space between your eyes. I lost my own reflection, I took all the lies. I sold my shadow for a place in your life. Now I'm terrified of every single night, 'cause the dark it used to hold me, now it just shows me what I sacrificed. I loved you more than myself. I wore your pain like it was wealth. A golden cage I made for you, while my soul turned black and blue. I gave you everything, I had to watch you throw it all away. So sad. Now I'm screaming at the moon, 'cause I loved you more than, I loved you more than so. And I don't even know who that is anymore. I hope you're happy. I hope you found what you were looking for. I hope the pieces I gave you make a beautiful picture, 'cause all I have left is a blank frame. We were fine. We were laughing. We were planning tomorrow. And then you just left. No fight, no warning, just silence. And I've been standing in the same spot ever since. I remember that morning you made me coffee, kissed my forehead, said you loved me softly. We talked about the weekend, the plans we made, the future we were building, the dues we paid for happiness, for a life together. I thought we were anchored in perfect weather. You smiled at me like you always did. I never saw the storm that you had hid behind your eyes. There was no sign, no crack in your arm, no broken line. You held my hand across the table, said you loved me as long as you were able. And I believed you with all my heart. I never knew that we would fall apart. That day, that hour, that second, the love I had, you just wrecked it. I came home that evening, I called your name. The house was quiet, nothing was the same. Your closet was empty, your drawers were bare. The photos of us you didn't even spare. You left a note on the kitchen counter, 3 little words that made my heart flounder. I'm sorry, goodbye, that's all it said. No reason, no closure, just a thread of confusion. I read it 100 times, searching between the lines for the crimes I must have committed, but there was nothing there, just ink on paper, an empty stare, from a love that vanished into thin air, like you were never even there. We were laughing in the morning, by the evening you were gone. Keep replaying every moment, trying to find where I went wrong. And love left without warning. No goodbye, no final kiss, just a silence that's still screaming, a moment that I'll always miss. Love left without warning, like a thief, stole my heart, left me drowning in the dark. I called your friends, they didn't know. I called your mom, she said you had to go. Find yourself, but I don't understand. I thought we were a finished plan, not a chapter, not a phase. I thought we'd weather all the days together, but you walked away with without a single word to say. Why I'm left with all the questions, haunted by the false suggestion that we were fine, that we were strong, but the rug was pulled and I was wrong. I still sleep on my side of the bed, leaving your side untouched like you're not dead, but you're gone and I'm a fool, holding on to your ghost like a broken rule. I wash your coffee cup that you left behind, I smell your perfume, I'm losing my mind. I look at the door, expecting you to walk through, but it's just a silence and it's turning me blue. You were my sunrise, my evening star, and you left me wondering who you are or who you were, because the person I knew would never have left without a clue that something was wrong, but maybe that's the truth. I never really knew you since your youth, and now I'm paying the price for believing in love that was built on lies. We were laughing in the morning, by the evening you were gone. I keep replaying every moment, trying to find where I went wrong. And love left without warning, no goodbye, no final kiss, just a silence that's still screaming, a moment that I'll always miss. Oh, love left without warning, like a thief in the night. Stole my future, stole my heart, left me drowning in the dark. You know, I still check my phone every morning, every night. I wait for a text, a call, anything, just a word to explain why you left without a fight, without a warning, without even looking back. I was your home, I was your safety, and you just vanished like I never mattered, like we never happened. And the worst part, I still love you, and I don't even know if you ever loved me at all. Because real love doesn't just disappear. Real love gives you a warning, a chance of conversation, but you gave me nothing, and I'm left here holding the nothing you left behind. You left behind. Love, love, I found one. I'm still signing every call, begging for you to call now, and saw that I couldn't anymore. Love, love, I found one. Been a shame, gone by scum, by your harmony. In the morning, you let go with my pain. If I don't worry about a fate, you guys are painting tonight. We promised each other forever. We talked about growing old together. We picked out names for our children. We planned our future like it was certain. But forever didn't last as long as we thought. I remember the night you looked in my eyes, said I wanna spend my whole life by your side. We made a pact under the stars above. You promised me eternity, you promised me love that would never die, that would never fade. The plans we made, the foundation we laid for a future, a house with a white picket fence, 2 kids, a dog, and a love so intense that nothing could break it. We were unshakable, our love was unbreakable, undeniable. We had timelines, we had dates, we had a lifetime to navigate. Together we mapped out every year, every birthday, every tear. We talked about the wedding, the flowers and dress, the honeymoon in Paris, the happiness. We picked our rings and we planned the song. We thought our forever would be so long that we'd have time for everything. The joy, the pain, the suffering. We'd face it all, hand in hand. We built a kingdom in our land, but forever had other plans. It slipped right through our hands like sand, like water through a sea. I never thought we'd have to grieve a future that we never got to live. A love that had so much to give, but was cut short, abrupt and cruel. Like a child breaking every rule. We had forever in our hands, we had a lifetime of plans, but forever couldn't wait for us. It left us in the dust, and our forever ended early, before it had a chance to start. We were building our tomorrow, but you tore it all apart. Our forever ended early. The future we designed is just a ghost of what could be, a memory left behind. I still have the list of baby names we chose. I still have the ring I was supposed to propose with. I was waiting for the perfect time, the perfect moment, the perfect rhyme to ask you to be mine forever. But I guess I should've known better, because forever is a fragile word, a promise that's easily disturbed by fate, by time, by circumstance. I never got my second chance to tell you that I loved you more than anything I known before. I walked through the house we were gonna buy. I stand in the rooms where we laugh and cry. As a family I see the empty walls, and I hear the echo of your calls for me, but you're not there. You're just a ghost in the air of what could have been. I trace the floor, imagining you walking through the door, with our children in your arms, our future full of endless charms. But forever came to an early end, and I'm left with a wound that won't mend. We had forever in our hand, we had a lifetime of plans, but forever couldn't wait for us. It left us in the dust, and our forever ended early, before it had a chance to start. We were building our tomorrow, but you tore it all apart. Our forever ended early. The future we designed is just a ghost of what could be, a memory we left behind. I still have the calendar marked with all our important days, our anniversary, our birthdays, the day we said I love you for the first time. I can't bring myself to throw it away, because it's all I have left. It's the proof that our forever was really at least for a moment. But forever shouldn't be a moment, forever should be a lifetime. And we only got a fraction, a glimpse, a taste, and now I'm starving for a future I'll never have. I'm so sorry I didn't do more. I'm so sorry I couldn't save us. I'm so sorry I forever ended early. I forever ended early. I'm still holding on to the plans, the dreams we had, the life we dreamed. Now I'm just a broken man. I forever ended early. We were supposed to grow old, we were supposed without you, without our future, without the left that we pursue it. Our forever ended early. I don't know what I do. Any hurt, deep picture of innovation. My cup is circulation, and I walk still in the reggae. Oh, thing is basic. I still look at you like yours me. We still should have future. Like you were claiming bad, but I know I forever you take it. They always say you look so happy, and I just smile, because how do you tell someone that your heart is bleeding and your face is just a mess? I wake up and I put on my armor, a painted smile, a practice charmer. I look in the mirror and I practice the curve of my lips so nobody sees the nerve that's fraying. I'm a performer on a stage, hiding all the pain, turning the page on my grief. I'm a master of disguise, the tears behind my smile, the truth in my lies. I laugh at jokes that don't make me laugh. I nod my head, I walk the path of someone who's fine, someone who's okay, while I'm dying inside, fading away. My friends, they call, they ask how I'm doing. I say I'm good while my heart is pursuing a way out, a way to feel the light. But I'm stuck in the darkness, losing a fight. I post a photo, I look so alive, filtered and flawless. I know how to thrive in the public eye, but when the screen goes black, the smile drops off and I can't get it back. I'm two different people, split in half. The one who smiles and the one who cries in the bath, holding my breath, counting the times, hiding the tears behind my wide smile. I'm tired of pretending, tired of defending this lie that I'm fine when I'm breaking inside. And there's tears behind my smile, a river that I hide for a while. I paint on a happy face, but I'm lost in a lonely place. There's tears behind my smile. Tears behind my smile, my smile. I walk through the crowd, I'm surrounded by noise, but I'm the quietest one. Just one of the boys who's broken. I'm a statue in a room, smiling like a flower that's about to bloom. I'm wilting, my petals are falling, my roots are decaying, my spirit is calling for help, but I don't know how to ask. I've been wearing this mask for so long, it's a task to remember the real me, the one underneath, the one who used to laugh without clenching his teeth. I've forgotten what it feels like to cry out loud, because I've been smiling through the pain, wearing a shroud. Sometimes I catch myself in a reflection, and I don't recognize my own complexion. The smile is there, but it doesn't reach my eyes. It's just a muscle moving, a practice disguise. I wonder if anyone sees through the act, if anyone notices the light that I lack. But everyone's busy with their own war, so I keep performing, locking the door. All my sadness, I'm a prisoner of my grin, holding the world out, keeping the pain in. I'm exhausted from the show I put on, but the curtain can't fall until everyone's gone. I'm tired of pretending, tired of defending this lie that I'm fine when I'm breaking inside. And there's tears behind my smile, a river that I hide for a while. I paint on a happy face, but I'm lost in a lonely place. There's tears behind my smile. I've been faking scariest part. I don't even know if I can cry anymore. I've been holding it in for so long. The tears don't come, they just sit there, behind my eyes waiting, like prisoners in a cell. And my smile is the guard that keeps them locked away. I wonder what would happen if I just let it all go, if I scream, if I drop the mask and let the world see the mess that I really am. But I can't, because I'm the strong one, the happy one, the one who's got it all together. But I don't, I really don't. There's tears behind my smile, there's tears behind my smile. I've been drowning for a while, and nobody knows, nobody sees the broken boy who's on his knees, the cocoon on his face. To happiest pain, to happiest sad. Every note of my smile, I can't fake the tears behind my smile. I've been crying otherwise. The habit changing just the same, driving insane. So Max down this evening, and I smile, small, though fighting a wall, as the geese sing. And I'm sat down, happy and grey, the funeral's is happiest. You walked out the door, and I just stood there, arms by my side. I never got to hold you one last time, and now my arms, they just feel empty. I still replay that moment in my head, the way you turned around and softly said, I'll call you later, but you never did. Now I'm frozen in the spot where you slid. Out of my life, out of my grip, I watch the memories slowly start to rip. I should've reached out, should've pulled you close, should've held you tight before you chose to leave. But I just stood there like a statue, watching you walk away, and I never got at you. One last time, one final embrace, to feel your heartbeat one more time on my face. I dream about it almost every night, the version of goodbye that feels so right. I wrap my arms around you in the dark, I feel your breath, I feel your beating heart. And then I wake up reaching for the air, grabbing at the nothing, gasping for a prayer. Your scent is fading from my pillowcase, your ghost is slipping from my empty space. I try to picture what it would have been, the final hug we should have had back then, before the silence, before the end, before I lost my lover and my friend. I had one chance to hold you and I let it slip away. Now I'm hugging all the memories that slowly start to gray. And the last hug we never had is the one that hurts the most. I keep reaching for your shadow, but I'm holding on to a ghost. And the last hug we never had, it haunts me in the night, a warmth I'll never feel again, a future out of sight. I imagine the pressure of your hand on my back, the way you bury your face in the crack of my neck, the way you breathe me in, the way we melt together skin to skin. But all I got was a door and a goodbye, a hollow echo, a tear in my eye. I didn't even get the wisdom whisper I love you into your ear one final time before you disappeared. I could've held you for a minute, could've memorized the feeling of you winning. But now I'm left with just imagination, a cruel, cruel form of self-mutilation. Yeah, I see couples hug in the grocery store, and I feel the pain I can't ignore. They don't know what they have, they don't know the shadow of the sad that's coming. I used to be that lucky, now I'm stuck in the mud feeling ugly. In empty arms that used to hold a queen, I just hold the space of what has been. I close my eyes and I pretend that we get to start all over again. And I don't let go this time around. I hold you tight until we both are found. But fantasy is just a drug, a poison running through my blood. I'm addicted to the what if, and it's slowly killing me from within. And the last hug we never had is the one that hurts the most. I keep reaching for your shadow, but I'm holding on to a ghost. And the last hug we never had, it haunts me in the night, a warmth I'll never feel again, a future out of sight. You know, I used to hold you in my sleep. I wrapped my arm around your waist so deep that I could feel your heartbeat in my chest. Now I hug my pillow when I try to guess if you ever think about the way I held you, if you ever miss the arms that compelled you to feel safe. I was your shelter, your home. Now I'm just a stranger all alone, with my arms wide open, waiting for the day that you walk back through the door and stay. But I know that day will never come, so I just keep hugging the ghost of someone I used to know, I used to adore, I used to hold, I used to implore for one more second, one more minute, one more hug before you finish with me. But I never got that moment, and it's a wound that I can't ever close it. The last hug we never had, it follows me like a ghost, so sad. I reach out my arms in the middle of the night, but I'm just holding the air, holding the light. There used to be you. The last hug we never had is killing me, driving me mad. I wish I could go back to that door and hold the worst time and never let you go. Just standing in the doorway sometimes, and I raise my eyes to the help the memory you. On my arms is pros of real, left it, and I wonder, you ever raise your eyes too? You ever float away? If a heartbeat never gave me two. The sailors are still heroes. I saw you today across the street, and for a second I didn't recognize your face, and that hurt more than a goodbye. We used to share the same oxygen, same space, same dreams, same skin. Now I pass you like a stranger in a crowded room. Your perfume still lingers, but it smells like doom. I knew the way your coffee cup would sit, the way you bite your lip when you were over it. Now I don't know your favorite song no more. Don't know if you still wear that ring I wore on my chain. Now it's just a chain, links to a memory I can't explain. How do you go from I can't breathe without you to excuse me, do I know you? I scroll your profile like a detective, looking for clues of who I used to live with. You post a photo, I zoom in your eyes, Looking for the love that used to be my prize, but they're hollow now, like a house with no light. A stranger's gaze in the middle of the night. I knew your heartbeat better than my own. Now I don't even know if you still use that phone number. I saved a digital grade. I text sometimes just to see if you're brave enough to reply, but I get nothing. Just the cold silence of a person who was something. We were fire, we were fate. Now we're just two people who can't relate. I hold your face inside my head, but the person in my mind is dead. And we became strangers again after all the forever and amen. I know your history, but not who you are. I knew your heart, now you're just a scar. And we became strangers again, two ghosts that used to be best friends. I reached for you, but you're not there, just a familiar face with an unfamiliar stare. You used to call me when the night got cold. Now I'm just a story that's been told to someone else. You're holding someone new, and I'm holding on to pieces of you. I saw you laugh at a joke, I don't know, a version of you that I can't outgrow. You cut your hair, you changed your style. You haven't looked my way in a while, and I wonder if you think of me at all when you pass a corner or a shopping mall. Or am I just a faded memory, a Polaroid photo that you can't even see? We were magic, we were rare. Now we're just two strangers with the same despair. I know your birthday, your mother's name, but I don't know the person you became. And we became strangers again after all the forever and amen. I know your history, but not who you are. I knew your heart, now you're just a scar. We became strangers again, two ghosts that used to be best friends. I reached for you, but you're not there, just a familiar face with an unfamiliar stare. What do you call someone you die for, but don't recognize anymore? What do you call the one you will, when all you feel is being expelled from their story? I used to be the main character, now I'm just a footnote, a minor narrator. You built a new world, I'm not in the frame, and it's killing me slowly that we became these two ships that passed in the night, but forgot that we were once the same light. Now you're a ghost with a pulse, and I'm a man who's stuck in reverse, chasing a person who doesn't exist. A stranger I kissed, a stranger I miss. We became strangers again. I held your hand through the thick and thin. Now I don't know the shape of your palm, or the sound of your laugh, or your favorite song. We became strangers again, and I'm drowning in the what could have been. You're a painting I used to know, now the colors are faded, and I'm letting you go. I saw you today, and you looked right through me, like I was glass, like we never had been. And I realized the person I loved never really existed, just a stranger wearing your face. I watched you walk away, I counted every step, I waited for you to turn around just once, just Just one glance, one sign that I meant something, but you never did. You never looked back. I remember that day so clearly, the way you stood there, standing nearly at the door. Your bags were packed. You said the words that I can't take back. I can't do this anymore, and my heart fell to the floor. Like glass, I heard it shatter, but you didn't care about the matter. You turned your back and walked outside, and I just stood there paralyzed, by shock, by disbelief, by pain. I couldn't even call your name, because my voice was trapped inside my chest. I was failing the ultimate test of love. I should have fought for you, but I was frozen through and through. I watched your silhouette get smaller. The distance grew, I grew much paler with every step you took away. I prayed you'd turn around and stay. I begged the universe for just one sign, one moment where you changed your mind. But you kept walking steady pace. You never even slowed your pace to look behind, to see my face, to see the tears I couldn't erase. I stood there for an hour or more, waiting at that open door for you to come back, to realize the love you left behind in my eyes. But the street was empty, you were gone, and I was left to carry on alone in a world without your light, just me in the fading of the night. I counted every footstep, I measured every stride. I waited for you to turn around, but you never even tried. And you never looked back, not even once, not a single glance for the one you used to love. You never looked back, you just walked away, left me in the dust with nothing left to say. You never looked back. I replayed that moment in my head 1,000 times alone in my bed. I imagine you stopping, turning around, running back to me safe and sound. But reality's much more cruel. You were heartless, fading jewel that I once held, I once adored. Now I'm just a ghost you ignored. You didn't even shed a tear, you didn't show a single fear. Losing me, of losing us. You just got on that train and bus to a new life without my name. And I'm still playing the same game of wondering why you didn't care, why you left me standing there. I try to find a reason why you didn't even say goodbye. With your eyes you just stared ahead, like I was already dead, like I was nothing but a face, a forgotten chapter of fate and haze. I searched my memory for the love, the person I was so fond of, but she's gone, she disappeared. The woman I once loved and feared to lose, but I lost her anyway. And she didn't even look back that day. I was just a stepping stone, a place to rest before you flown away to something better, newer. And I'm left with a love that's truer than you ever gave to me. And that's the hardest pill. You see, I counted every footstep, I measured every stride. I waited for you to turn around, but you never even tried. But you never looked back, not even once, at a single glance for the one you used to love. You never looked back, you just walked away, left me in the dust with nothing left to say. You never looked back. You know, I still stand at that door, sometimes in the middle of the night, I open it and I look down the street and I pretend I see you walking back to me, but you never do. You never even slow down in my dreams. You just keep walking, and I keep calling your name, but you never hear me. And the worst part, I know you're happy, I know you don't think of me. I know you moved on, like I was nothing, like we were nothing, and I'm still here, at that door, waiting for someone who will never ever look back.
Why couldn't you just look back once, just once? I would have died for one more glance. Never look back. You never look back.
Stor frozen i der giant statue, du disappeared into that business that I kid. I want you break your city, went the way you walked away. That was napkin like I had not got the same.
Never look back.
I'm still in a year, I'm past it, never caring. But habit disappeared.
You never look back.
I'm still with the doll, wanting another loved. I got deep with her. I used to think silence is peace. Now it's just a room where your voice refuses to leave. You said 6 words, and the walls have been repeating them ever since. I'm laying in the dark, but I can't find the quiet. Every tick of the clock sounds like a riot. Your name is a ghost that lives on my tongue. I swallow my pride, but the shame still stung. I replay the tape of that final conversation, the crack in your tone, the cold hesitation. You said I can't do this, like it was nothing, when my whole world came undone. Started buffering, I walked through the halls where we used to dance. Now the floorboards creak with a second chance that I'll never get. So I talk to the air, pretend you're still there, running your fingers through my hair. But it's just the reverb, bouncing off the plaster. Cruel little trick, a sonic disaster. Your silence is louder than any fight we had. It's ringing in my ear, driving me mad. You pull the trigger with a whisper, didn't even raise your voice. Left me here in this opposing prison with no other choice but to listen in. Your goodbye still echoes in my chest, a ricochet that won't let me rest. Bouncing on my ribs, breaking every bone. I'm left here with a frequency I can't outrun alone. Your goodbye still echoes through the years, a sound that's made of all my tears. I cover my ears, but it's inside my brain, a beautiful, cruel, never-ending refrain. I drive down the streets with the windows down, hoping the wind will drown out the sound. But your voice is the engine, the hum of the tires, a memory on fire, feeding my liars. I tell myself I'm fine, I tell myself I'm healing, but every quiet moment is a new kind of kneeling. I'm begging the silence to give me a break, but it just plays the highlight reel of my biggest mistake. You pulled the trigger with a whisper, left a bullet made of sound. Now I'm bleeding out in stereo, and the frequency keeps spinning round. And your goodbye still echoes in my chest, a ricochet that won't let me rest. Bouncing on my ribs, breaking every bone. I'm left here with a frequency I can't outrun alone. Your goodbye still opposite of silence? Is it peace or is it violence? Because it's ringing in my ears, it's been screaming for 3 years. I try to turn the volume down, try to drown it in a crowd, but your voice is the only thing that I can hear when I'm not around anyone. I'm a radio station stuck on your frequency, a broken transmitter of your memory. Could I still echo? It's the only thing I know. It's the first thought at sunrise and the last at the afterglow. I can't escape the wave you gave me, a sonic grave, and now I'm lying in it with the sound of you still playing on repeat. I wonder if you ever hear it too, or am I the only one still tuned in, still waiting for the static to clear? The final stick to a low humming drone and then complete silence. Yeah, it's quiet now, too quiet. The silence is loud. I'm scrolling through our photos, but the light don't hit the same. It's like the sun packed his bags and forgot to leave a name. Every corner of this city got a ghost of you and me, but I'm the only one who's haunted, only one who can't break free. The coffee's getting cold, I'm still pouring out 2 cups subconsciously. I'm set in places, still can't give the habit up. And I'm talking to your shadow on the wall at 3 a.m. asking where the hell we went wrong, but it won't let me in. You left a note on the counter, said it's better if we part, but my chest didn't get the message, it's still beating for your heart. My heart missed the memo, we didn't get the news. It's still sending out invites for a party with just 2. It's setting up the table, it's saving you a chair. It's sitting in the silence, pretending you are there. My heart missed the memo, it's stuck on yesterday. It keeps on replaying our song and it won't fade away. It's a step behind the end and a beat too slow to start. My heart missed the memo that we fell apart. I'm wearing your old hoodie, but the scent is almost gone. It's a faded memory of a love I'm holding on. And I drive past your new building and I look up at the light, hoping for a silhouette, a reason to hold on tight. But the walls just stare back empty like the feeling in my bones. This bed is a battleground, I'm fighting here alone. My friends keep on calling, said it's time to move along, but they don't feel the echo of a love that was so strong. They say let go and bro, you'll find a better one, but they never felt your heartbeat under a setting sun. So I'm stuck inside this loop of film that's on repeat. The ending hasn't registered, it's bitter and it's sweet. Cause my heart missed the memo, it didn't get the news. It's still sending out invites for a party with just 2. It's setting up the table, it's saving you a chair. It's sitting in the silence, pretending you are there. My heart missed the memo, it's stuck on yesterday. It keeps on replaying our song and it won't fade away. It's a step behind the end and a beat too slow to start. My heart missed the memo that we fell apart. I built a fortress of our memories, a prison made of time, a place where your reflection is still perfectly aligned. And I know I'm just a prisoner of what I thought we were, a ghost of all our promises, a blur that I can't let go. I'm holding on, just can't let go. My heart missed the memo, it didn't get the news. Used to think silence was peaceful. Now I know it's the loudest thing in the world when it's yours. The clock on the wall is ticking, but it don't make a sound. Now since you walked out and took every noise in this town, the fridge used to hum, the floorboards used to creak. Now even the wind outside is too afraid to speak. I'm sitting in the living room, the TV's on mute, watching colors dance around like they're trying to compute the absence of your laughter, the ghost of your breath. This house used to be a home, now it's a museum of death. Every corner holds an echo of a word we used to say. Now the walls just stare at me and swallow me away. I open my mouth to call your name, but nothing comes out, just a puff of empty air and a silent desperate shout. And I'm drowning in the quiet, it's filling up my lungs. The static of your memory is the only song that's sung. The silence you left behind is louder than goodbye. It screams at 3 a.m. when I'm too tired to cry. It echoes through the hallways where your footsteps used to fall. Now I'm just a prisoner listening to the wall. The silence you left behind is heavy as a stone. I carry it on my back now that I'm all alone. It whispers all the things you never got to say and leaves me here with nothing but the sound of yesterday. Remember how we used to fight just to hear our own voices? Now I give anything for all that beautiful noise. The slamming of the door, the words we can't take back. Even that was music compared to this attack of quiet that surrounds me like a blanket made of ice. I scream into the pillows, but they don't give me advice. I call your phone just to hear the message one more time. Your voice on that recording is the only friend of mine, and I play it on repeat till the battery runs dry. Then I'm left here in the dark with nothing but the sky, watching stars that used to shine when we would hold each other tight. Now they flicker out one by one and leave me with the night. And I'm suffocating slowly in the space you used to fill. The quiet is a killer, and I think it always will. The silence you left behind is louder than goodbye. It screams at 3 a.m. when I'm too tired to cry. It echoes through the hallways where your footsteps used to fall. Now I'm just a prisoner listening to the wall. The silence you left behind is heavy as a stone. I carry it on my back now that I'm all alone. It whispers all the things you never got to say and leaves me here with nothing but the sound of yesterday. I used to pray for peace and quiet. God, I was so naive. Now I trade my soul for chaos just to feel you breathe. I take the arguments, the anger, the tears, the pain, the fight, anything but this endless hollow night where the only sound I hear is the memory of you leaving and the door closing so slow that I can't stop believing. You might come back, you might come back, but the silence says no. Silence says no. It's all I have now. It's all I have now. Just silence. Your silence and me alone with the sound of nothing. I tried, God, I tried. I held on till my fingers bled. or something. Things just don't wanna be here. I watched you slip away like water through my hands. A slow motion disaster I couldn't understand. The signs were all there, I just chose to look away. I thought love was enough, I thought we'd be okay. But love don't pay the rent when the roof starts to cave. And love don't fix the silence when the talking won't begin. I gave you all my pieces, every broken part of me, but you were holding on to something that I couldn't see. A ghost of who you used to be, a future you outgrew. And I was just a stop along the way, a temporary view. I held the door wide open, I begged you to come through, but you were already gone. I just didn't have a clue. And I'm standing in the wreckage with my hands still in the air, trying to catch the pieces, but nobody's there. I couldn't save us, no matter how I tried. I poured out my soul while you just stood aside. I fought for the fire, but you let it die. I screamed at the heavens, but you just said goodbye. I couldn't save us, I couldn't break through the walls that you built when you stopped loving me too. I carried the weight till my back gave in, but you were already gone before the end could begin. I remember every argument like scars upon my skin. Each word was like a hammer, pounding from within. I'd apologize for things that I didn't even do, just to see you smile again, just to be close to you. I bent till I was broken, I stretched till I was thin. I gave up every part of me, just hoping you'd let me in. But the door was always locked, and I didn't have the key. You were moving on without me, and I just couldn't see. I was fighting for a future that you'd already erased, running in a race that I was destined to lose face. I held on to the memories like a lifeline in the dark, but you were lighting matches, burning up the spark. And I'm drowning in the question that I ask myself each night. Was there something I could do? Was there something I could fight? I couldn't save us, no matter how I tried. I poured out my soul while you just stood aside. I fought for the fire, but you let it die. I screamed at the heavens, but you just said goodbye. I couldn't break through the walls that you built when you stopped loving me too. I carried the weight till my back gave in, but you were already gone before the end could begin. What if I had loved you harder? What if I had held on tighter? What if I had said the right words when you needed a fighter? Would you still be here? Would you still be mine? Or was I always gonna lose you in the hands of time? I replay every moment, looking for the clue. The second that I lost you, the thing I didn't do. But maybe that's the cruelest part, the truth I gotta face. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't save us, I couldn't save us, I just couldn't save. I couldn't save us, I gave it all I had. I couldn't save us, and that's what makes me sad. Not that you left, not that you're gone, but that I loved you so much and I still got it wrong. I couldn't save us, no. I couldn't save us, no. I couldn't save us. They say grief is for the dead, but nobody tells you that you can move who's still standing right in front of you. I see your face every morning, but you don't look the same. Like a photograph that's fading, I can barely trace your name. You're sitting right beside me, but you're miles and miles away. I'm talking to a stranger, wearing your skin every day. Your eyes used to hold the stars, now they're just empty glass, reflecting back a version of a love that couldn't last. I reach out for your hand, but you flinch like I'm a ghost. Like I'm the one who left you, but I'm the one who loves you most. You're here, but you're not here, and that's the cruelest part. I'm grieving for a heartbeat that's still beating in the dark. How do you say goodbye to someone who's still here? How do you mourn the loss of a love that's still near? I'm missing someone who's alive, and it's breaking me inside. You're breathing in the same room, but your heart already died. I'm holding on to nothing while you're standing in my sight. I'm missing someone who's alive, and it don't feel right. I'm crying for a person who's still walking through the door. I'm grieving for a love that don't exist anymore. You're here, but you're gone, and I don't know how to survive. I'm missing someone who's alive. I scroll through our old messages, reading words you used to say. I don't recognize the speaker, you sound so far away. Like a stranger wrote those sentences, a ghost from yesterday. And I'm clinging to the memory, too afraid to let it fray. I kiss your lips goodnight, but I don't feel a thing. Just the echo of a fire that no longer has a flame. I hold you in the darkness, but it's colder than the snow. Like I'm holding on to ashes of a love I used to know. And I catch myself staring at you, wondering where you went. The person that I fell for, was it all just heaven sent? Or did I make you up inside my head to fill the ache? Now I'm left with your reflection, and my heart begins to break. Tell me how to let you go when you're still in my bed. Tell me how to move on when it's you inside my head. I'm missing someone who's alive, and it's breaking me inside. You're breathing in the same room, but your heart already died. I'm holding on to nothing while you're standing in my sight. I'm missing someone who's alive, and it don't feel right. I'm crying for a person who's still walking through the door. I'm grieving for a love that don't exist anymore. You're here, but you're gone, and I don't know how to survive. I'm missing someone who's alive. Maybe it's worse this way, 'cause if you were dead, I could mourn, I could light a candle, I could say goodbye, I could find some peace in the end. But you're still here, and I see you every single day. And every single day I lose you all over again. There's no funeral, no closure, just a slow, quiet death, wrapped in your familiar sin. And I'm the only one who knows that the person I love has been gone for so long. And I'm just talking to a stranger who used to be my home. I'm missing someone who's alive, the cruelest kind of pain. You're standing in the sunlight, but you're lost inside the rain. I'm missing someone who's alive, and I don't know what to do, 'cause I can't mourn a ghost that's still living in my view. I'm missing dying inside. Who's alive?